Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Bing Bong, welcome in. Bing Bong, I haven't seen in a while. How's everything going? Bing Bong. Sunset, welcome back. Sunset, we haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Miss seeing you in the lives. Bing Bong. How's everything going, Sunset? Genesis Lopez, welcome in. Wordness, welcome in. Aaron, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Hey, Carrie Lindsay, welcome in. Hopefully I'm not... okay. Is it with work or is it the move? Because I know that you said that you were in the middle of moving earlier, getting some things ready. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. It's been a ton of paperwork. Okay. Okay. We'll begin in a couple of minutes, guys. We're just waiting for the room to get filled. We either start 10 minutes after or when we get 20 people in the room. It's a Sunday night. People are just getting ready to go to bed. It's 9 o'clock. This is the West Coast feed. If you are new to the live, please join. We read Sunday through Friday. We start at 9 o'clock for the East Coast. I'm sorry, 10 o'clock for the East Coast, and then 9 o'clock for the West Coast. These are my socials. Instagram, Substack, and YouTube. Ed Martin 50GX. Instagram has all of my children's literature. So I'm writing my first children's book. Follow my journey on that. Substack, I'm working on my book of short stories. I post a new story every Friday. And then on YouTube, all of these lives go immediately up to YouTube, so you can watch them. You can watch them at work as background noise. Make a little tab, put it on. You could hear it in the background while you work. And then also at night if you are struggling with sleep. Sunset butterflies are doing really good. We had two. Oops. We had two that survived and they ended up mating. So we're waiting, or at least we're hoping, that they give us little caterpillars. There is one right there. And then the other one is right up at the top. Where's the other one's right there. Where's the other one? They're doing really good. We need to release them soon, because the cats have been eyeing them as treats. They want treats, but we're not going to give them. Anna, we're waiting to see if they're going to give birth to any caterpillars, because we really would like a generational thing of butterflies. That'd be nice. This Wednesday, April 30th, is the midway point between now and Halloween. So on Wednesday, Wednesdays are usually Project Wednesday. We'll be reading Halloween stories. We'll be going into the archives and getting out the Halloween stories. And yeah, yes, Sunset, I will. Hey, John, welcome in. And we will be making a project for the 30th. So please join us this Wednesday. I did find some Halloween books while I was there. I want to show you guys this one because we read this one. We read this one during, oh, you guys remember this one? The OGs who are on. Boo La La, The Witch Spa. Does anybody who's on the live remember this one? Boo La La, The Witch Spa. We're going to be reading this one on Wednesday. It's going to be a Halloween one. Boo La La and The Witch Spa. Hey, Dartini, welcome in. Let me go ahead and turn on the main light. We are getting close to our 10 minutes in and 20 people in the room. Let me pour the tea. Tonight we are drinking peach and tamarick. Peach and tamarick tea. It's really good tonight with a honey base. It has a honey base to it. Couple of things to tell you guys before we get started. Starting in May, we are going to be, orange peach. That's good, Sunset. I love that. Starting in May, we're going to be changing the background. It's time to evolve. We need an evolution. It's time to change things up. This is going to be our reading tent. I started setting it up earlier today. So we're going to be shifting the background. This is going to be our reading tent. And we're going to be using the color screen TV with a moon background. So we're going to have our reading tent as well as the moon in the back for the month of May. So it'll be really fun. Stay tuned for that. This Wednesday, again, we're going to be doing Project Wednesday, the halfway point to Halloween. So a lot of things to be looking forward to up in the next couple of days. And I love it, yes. John, you ready for summer? Yeah, it's going to be really good. We're able to purchase these with the monies that are donated through my PayPal account. Anybody who's donated through PayPal or through, what was the other one? Venmo. And then any of the little gifts that I get on the live, those go towards our monies. And our monies, we get to buy, purchase things for the live. That's how we get our Project Wednesday things. Today I went to... I did a whole cleaning this weekend in my apartment, and I went to Michael's and I was able to purchase some of these with the monies, the donation monies, $2.99 a piece. Hey Bree, welcome in. I needed to organize these because I needed a bin for the glitter and a bin for the puffy paint. So everything's nicely organized, nicely clean. We mopped today. So we are working in a clean space right now, which is really nice. All right. Let's see what we have in the stacks today. Oh, the old people. That's the old people's home. There's a convalescent home down the street for me. Somebody's kicking it. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't the end of May be the halfway point? Bing bong. No, I looked it up. I asked Google, what's the halfway point? It's April 30th. It's around that, the end of April, first week of May. All right, today we are going to start the live with, since we're all getting ready to go to bed, Bearstein Bears Bedtime Blessings. Bearstein Bears Bedtime Blessings. We love a good Bearstein Bears book. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Psalm 4:8. Nice and toasty in their little bunk beds. From the previous Halloween. Oh, in January? Yeah, I think from now until the one that's coming up, the halfway point. It was evening in the Bear family's treehouse. In fact, it was getting late. The sun had gone down long ago, and the western sky was a deep, glowing blue. Oh, there's their little treehouse. The little garage that they have there. Papa was nodding over his finished fishing magazine, and Mama was trying not to yawn as she worked on her patchwork quilt. Aw. Look at their little lamp. It's an owl. Mama and Papa were growing sleepy, but brother, sister, and Honey were still wide awake. Brother was creating a model of the Mosaic Age, Mesozoic Age. There were trees and rocks and lots of dinosaurs. Roar, roar, said brother as he battled a Tyrannosaurus Rex against a Triceratops. So mom and dad are knocking out. They're getting tired. And the kids filled with energy. This is the one with Honey, the third baby. For a long time, it was just Sister Bear and Brother Bear. Sister was playing with her Super Bear figures. She decided it would be nice if they all had a tea party. Would you like another muffin, Mr. Spider Bear? She asked politely. There she is having a tea party with all her little dolls. Honey was building a princess castle with blocks, but when it was ready for her princess dolls to move in, she started to feel sleepy. Clearly, she needed something to wake her up. Hey, Anna Gumpt, welcome in. Anna Gumpt, are you under another name? Horsey, Papa, said Honey, hopping onto Papa's lap. Play horsey. Huh? What? Said Papa, starting out of his doze. Horsey, play horsey, said Honey. Oh, said Papa, stretching. Horsey, sure, sweetie pie. Climb aboard. He woke her up. Or she woke him up. Papa boosted Honey onto his back and began galloping around the room. Ride on, cowboy, yelled brother and sister. They don't seem like they're getting anywhere near wanting to go to sleep. Now, Honey, now, Papa, said Mama, that certainly looks like fun, but it's time to calm down and get ready for bed. Bed, said the cubs. It's still early. We're not sleepy yet. It is not early, said Mama, pointing at the big grandfather clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock, said the clock. My, said Papa, checking his watch against the clock. 8 o'clock already. You're right, my dear. It's time for bed. Oh, that was your granddaughter comment? Okay. I love it. So there they are looking at the clock. 8 o'clock. Time for bed. Ah, Mama. Ah, Papa, said the cubs. That's enough of your awing, said Papa. Come along, up the stairs with you. With Honey still on his back, he led the way. The cubs were soon in their pajamas with freshly washed faces and teeth thoroughly brushed. Look at the brother. brushing his teeth. Story time, said the cubs, pulling the big storybook Bible down from the shelf. They led Papa to his easy chair and climbed onto his lap. What story would you like tonight? Asked Papa, opening the Bible. One with lots of battles and fighting, said Brother, like David and Goliath or Samson and the Philistines. Yeah, the Bible, probably not one of the best books to choose. Lots of battles and fighting. He read that. How about you, honey? Asked Papa. Bunnies and kitties and lots of animals, she said, thinking of Noah's Ark. And you, sister? Asked Papa. Well, said Sister thoughtfully, sometimes I get bad dreams when bedtime stories are too exciting. Brother and Honey grew thoughtful. Sometimes they had bad dreams too. Are there any Bible stories that will give us sweet dreams? Asked Sister. Mm-hmm. They're thinking about Noah's Ark and the flood. Sweet dreams, said Papa. There certainly are. I think I know just the one, the story of Jacob's dream. He turned the pages and began to read. Jacob was the son of Isaac. Abraham, the first Hebrew, was his grandfather. One time, Jacob went on a journey. Night came, and he grew sleepy, but he had no place to stay, so he lay down on the hard ground with a rock for a pillow. I was about to burn up the blue decorations. It was a fireplace. For a second, I thought the fireplace was coming from the candle, and I thought, I know, can you imagine? I know, I should check on that, just in case. Okay, so he's reading the story of Jacob. Jacob is sleeping on a rock. While Jacob slept, he had a beautiful dream. He dreamed he saw a stairway reaching from the earth to heaven. The angels of God were going up and down the stairway. That's a pretty picture. The angels. At the top of the stairway stood God. He said, I am the God of your fathers. I will give your children the land where you lie. They will create a great people who will bless the whole world. I will watch over you wherever you go, and I will never leave you. When Jacob woke, he knew he was in a blessed place, and he promised to serve God all his life. So there are the people coming down. There they are. The occupiers. Let's look for the Palestinian people. Where are the Palestinian people at? Papa closed the Bible and kissed Brother, Sister, and Honey goodnight. Mama gently lifted a sleepy Honey into her arms. Remember, he said, God and his angels will always watch over you, just as they watched over Jacob. That was a sweet dreams story, said Sister, snuggling down and thinking of all those angels. Good night, Papa. Good night, Papa, said Brother. Sweet dreams, Papa said. God bless you. And he turned out the light. Hey, Just Relax, welcome in. I haven't seen you in a while, Just Relax. Hey, Annie, welcome in. The end. Bedtime Blessings by the Bearstein Bears. Good way to start the live. We always have to, we like to choose diverse titles. It's good to get back to our Christian roots for some of us, not all of us. The Bearstein Bears. Let's take a vote 1 through 10. What did you guys think of the first read of the night? When I went to the library today, I was able to find the Bearstein Bears stash. So I got all these books for this week. stories to share with Mama Bear, computer trouble, commercials, bully, mm-hmm. The bluebird. Just yeah. Hey Oki, welcome in. 10, it was a cute one. Yes, it was a really good one. Just really sorry. Oh no, it's fine, just relax. The bluebird, yeah, just barely hanging on. He's been attracting a lot of attention, so we're gonna move him to a more stable location. There. All right. Sunset 8, Bree 10, Oki, welcome in. Lola 10, John 11 out of 10. All right. Sunset 8. Now that some of you have come in, Anna 7. Remember that this Wednesday is the midway point to Halloween, so we will be doing Halloween reads. Some of you might remember from Halloween, we got this one. Boo La La Witch Spa. Remember the little witch? She goes to the spa after her days of celebrating Halloween. This is going to be one of the books. Mm-hmm. Really exciting. Really exciting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Anna, you remember that one? Bree, yeah, remember that one? John should remember that one too. Yeah, midway to Halloween. Mm-hmm. John remembers that one. I think Just Relax should be. Just Relax, you were here with us during Halloween, right? Okay, so today I went to the library, got a whole bunch of fresh new titles. Let me see what we have in the stacks for you guys today. Let's pick a really good one. Yeah, Clay Logan. Just Relax, you remember that one? And Sunset, yeah. Mm-hmm. John, I was thinking the same thing. I texted him through Instagram and he hasn't responded yet. So we'll have to find out. The Brave Little Seamstress. I saw this one and I thought this one's gonna be a really cute story. The Brave Little Seamstress. We love a good end page. Oh yeah, you're right. And he did move too. We love this valley, this overlooking of a valley, but we also like that it's made out of a quilt pattern as well. So you got some trees and you got some livestock there in the background. The Brave Little Seamstress. Oh, this is the author's note. The Brave Little Seamstress is a reworking of a German tale, The Brave Little Tailor, one of many fairy tales collected by the Brothers Grimm in the early 1800s. Oh, okay. One summer day, a little seamstress sat by her window eating bread and jam. When the jam attracted a swarm of flies, she tried to wave them away. So here is our seamstress. She's just kicking it. She's just kicking it, having a good time, just enjoying her jam and her bread, just disassociating. She probably has a busy day. She needed to disassociate for a bit, and then a whole bunch of flies come after her. Look at all the little flies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't bother her. You're right, Sunset. Mm-hmm. But the flies, who didn't speak English, kept coming back. Finally, the little seamstress lost her patience. She grabbed a cloth and swung it at the windowsill. "Take that," she said. When she looked down, she saw she had slain no fewer than 7 flies. "Goodness," the little seamstress said. "I've killed 7 flies with one blow. Imagine that." And to mark the event, she took out her favorite coat and stitched on the back, 7 with one blow. As she stitched each word, the little seamstress grew prouder and prouder of her amazing feat. Her heart wagged with joy like a tail of a lamb. By the time she stitched the W in below, she had come to believe that her little workshop was far too small to contain such valor. "The whole town should hear of this," she exclaimed. "No, the whole world should hear." Okay, so girl knocked down 7 flies in one blow. She all of a sudden feels like she's discovered something. So here she is, her little, this is her little seamstress shop. Hey, Janelle Howell, welcome in. Her little seamstress shop. She has her little pincushion, thread, scissors. She's got materials. She's got her little jam and tea area here. There's all the flies. So she swished them away, and she just was inspired to embroider in the back of her coat 7 with one below. It's the interesting tale. The little seamstress grabbed a chunk of old cheese from provisions and a gray bird who lived in her yard for company. Then she set out into the world. Following her nose, the little seamstress walked out of her village and up a mountain. At the top sat a huge, powerful giant. "Good day, friend," the little seamstress said boldly. Then she walked slowly past so the giant could read the words stitched on her coat. 7 with one below. "Humph," said the giant, for he assumed she was claiming to have slain 7 giants with one blow. "Hey," he bellowed. The little seamstress turned. "Yes?" I know, they're kind of gross, huh? So she goes up the hill. She's got her little coat on that says 7 with one blow. And the giant thinks that she's slain 7 giants with one blow. But look at his boots. We love these boots. The giant picked up a rock and squeezed it with his huge hand until drops of water dripped out. Then he smiled proudly at the little seamstress. "Can you do that?" he asked. "Of course," she replied. She thought fast, then reached into her pocket and pulled out a hunk of old cheese. "Ah, here's a good hard rock," she said. The little seamstress squeezed the cheese until its liquids ran through her fingers. "There," she said. "Hm," said the giant. He picked up a stone and hurled it into the air. The stone sailed high over the trees and landed in a distant field. The giant smiled proudly at the little seamstress. "Can you do that?" he asked. "Of course," she replied. She thought fast, then reached into her pocket and pulled out a gray bird. "Ah, here's a good stone," she said. The little seamstress tossed the gray bird high into the air, and it flew up, over the trees, over the field, and out of sight. "There," she said. "Hm," said the giant. Just relax, isn't it? It's a German tale. I think that's what makes it interesting. I always like to, we read earlier on the East Coast, we read this one called The Brush of the Gods. This is about a Chinese painter back in like the Tang Dynasty. And it was very odd, but yeah, she just had some, but I always feel like the people, either the Chinese or the Germans, they would relate to this. Yeah, so she's in a contest with this giant. She's a contest with this giant about who can throw things or, who can outdo the other? He pointed to a mighty fallen oak that lay across their path. If you're so strong, he said, carry that giant tree down the mountain with me. That teeny sapling, said the little seamstress. She thought fast, then pointed to the base of the trunk. You take the end with those spindly roots, and I'll take the heavy end with the branches. The giant smiled, certain he was getting the best of the bargain. Groaning, he hoisted the trunk onto his shoulder, while, unbeknownst to him, the little seamstress jumped nimbly onto the branches. The little seamstress sang a merry song as the giant hauled the entire tree by himself. Roots, trunk, branches, little singing seamstress, and all. When the giant could go no further, he dropped the tree, boom, and wiped his brow. I have to stop, he said. The little seamstress sprang down and grabbed some branches, as if she had been carrying half the tree all along. I could keep going forever, she said cheerfully, but since you're so weary, I'll leave you to rest. Yes, Anna, I think I'm German. Oh, do you have trouble to it? Yeah. Well, it's a grim, the author said earlier it was a grim stories. And you know how the grim stories are always, they're very tragic. So he picks up this tree, and she outsmarts him and takes the light part of the tree, and he takes the heavy part. And so the little seamstress went on her way. She followed her nose until she came to a gleaming palace. Feeling quite sleepy, she lay down in the courtyard to take a nap. She had been asleep only a few minutes when one of the king's horsemen passed by. He read the words stitched on her coat, then rushed to tell the king what he had seen. The king came at once. 7 with 1 blow? Incredible, he cried, for he thought the little seamstress was claiming to have slain 7 knights with 1 blow. This woman warrior has come to take my kingdom. I must find a way to stop her. The king thought for a moment, then woke the little seamstress. Great warrior, welcome to my kingdom, he said. Perhaps you can help us. 2 horrible giants live in the forest nearby. More giants, thought the little seamstress. They are scoundrels, thieves, and murderers, said the king. If you slay them, I will give you half of my kingdom. Goodness, one is not offered half a kingdom every day, thought the little seamstress. I'll try, she said. So she goes into these different places with this coat on. It says 7 with 1 blow, and everybody interprets it based on what their experience is. So we had that giant. The giant thought that she had slayed 7 giants. And these guys, the king thinks that she's slayed 7 knights. The brave little seamstress followed her nose into the forest. She cast her sharp eye left, then right, until she spied the 2 horrible giants sleeping under a tree. They were snoring so heavily the tree branches waved up and down above them. The little seamstress filled her pockets with stones, then climbed the tree. Right, Anna? So here she is. She finally made it up to the hill, and there's the 2 giants. Oh, the brave little tailor? Oh, interesting. Taking careful aim, she dropped a stone onto the head of one of the giants. Thump! The giant woke up with a start. Hey, he yelled at the other giant. Why did you strike me? I didn't strike you, said the second giant. You were dreaming, you fool. Go back to sleep. Once the giants had fallen asleep again, the little seamstress dropped a stone on the second giant. Thump. So she's just kind of outsmarting everybody. Ho! The giant roared. Why did you strike me? I didn't strike you, the first giant said. Now it's you who's dreaming. Go back to sleep. When the giants had dozed off again, the little seamstress dropped a third stone. It landed on the nose of the first giant. Thump! Hey, you did it again, the giant shouted. He sprang up and struck the other giant on his nose. Now the giants began to fight in earnest. They tore trees from the roots and swung them at each other. The two fought long and hard until. So she's she's kind of an instigator. She instigated these two and she got them to fight each other. And now they're tearing up trees. Mm-hmm. Both dropped dead. It's lucky they didn't uproot my tree, the little seamstress said as she climbed down, or I should have had to spring to another like a squirrel. The little seamstress returned to the king and led him into the woods. When he saw the fallen trees and the slain giants, he was more amazed than ever. You are wondrous, he exclaimed. Please, I beg you, help me one more time. Capture the wild unicorn of the wood. It is a great danger to my subjects, for it attacks anyone who crosses its path. The king thought this would take care of the little seamstress once and for all, for the unicorn was truly vicious. Why not? Said the brave little seamstress. I slew 2 horrible giants. Why should I be afraid of a wild unicorn? Let's see, she thought for a moment. Bring me an axe and a rope. The king's servants brought the axe and rope, and the little seamstress strode off to capture the wild unicorn. She is, huh? But she's really smart. And look at the 2 giants battled each other. They tore down all the trees. And then she brings up the king to show them what happened. And now he wants her to go after the unicorn. I can only imagine what this unicorn. It was not long before she spied the creature. Stepping out from behind an oak, she called out, Hey, unicorn! The unicorn looked up. Over here, she called and waved her coat. The wild beast rushed at her with its long, sharp horn. The little seamstress sprang nimbly back behind the tree. The unicorn kept charging and rammed the point of its horn into the tree trunk. Bucking frantically, the unicorn tried to free itself. There, soothed the little seamstress, and she used her axe to loose the unicorn's horn. The grateful creature allowed her to tie the rope around its neck. Then the little seamstress led the unicorn back to the king. Is it similar to the Mickey Mouse one? Does he have to do defeat several things? There's the unicorn. Amazing, the king exclaimed. Could you possibly just do one more thing for my kingdom? The little seamstress sighed. She began to fear the king was taking advantage of her helpful nature. All right, one more feat, she said. But that will have to be all for today. Excellent, said the king. Could you capture the wild boar who lives near the woodland chapel? He has slain many hunters and several monks. Of course I can, said the little seamstress. I just slew 2 horrible giants. I tamed a wild unicorn. Why should I be afraid of a wild boar? Yeah, it's very odd. This is going to be, I want to see how this ends. I really want to see how this ends. Because she seems to be getting a little bit prideful. And so she went forth once more into the forest. It was not long before she spied the wild boar near an abandoned chapel in a clearing. She stepped in front of the open door. Hey, boar, she shouted. The boar looked up. Over here, she called and waved her arms. The boar charged at her with its sharp teeth and gleaming tusks. The little seamstress dashed into the chapel and leaped out the back window. When the boar ran inside, the seamstress skipped around to the door and locked it, trapping the raging beast. So she's in this little chapel here, and she traps the boar right inside and closes him in. The boar. Then she returned to the king. The giants are slain, the unicorn is tamed, and the wild boar is locked in your chapel, she said. Now, may I have half your kingdom, please? The king saw that he had no choice. We shall have the ceremony tomorrow, he said, with much regret and little joy. Thank you, she said. And now, can someone show me to my chambers? I'm a bit tired. That night, a serving maid heard the little seamstress talking in her sleep. Yes, I can mend you trousers by Tuesday next, she mumbled. It will cost you 20 pence. The maid was puzzled, so she went to the king and told him what she had heard. So reluctantly, the king gives over his promise. He said he would give her half of the kingdom. Reluctantly, he said yes. And so she goes to sleep, and the maid overhears her whispering or talking in her sleep about seamstress things. So she's going to go inform the king. Good heavens, said the king. She's not a woman warrior at all. She's a little seamstress. The king called 100 of his strongest knights together and told them to meet him outside the little seamstress's door at midnight. At his signal, they would burst into her room, capture her, and carry her to a ship that would take her far away across the sea. Yeah, a side gig or a hobby. So there she is. The king got all upset when he found out. Yeah, she did everything she was supposed to do. But one of the king's knights so admired the little seamstress's spirit that he slipped down to her chamber, woke her up, and revealed the king's wicked plan. Goodness, said the little seamstress, and after all I've done for him. We always need a good spy. We always need a good spy. The little seamstress thanked the kind knight and sent him on his way. Then she crawled back into bed. At midnight, when she heard the king and his men gather outside her door, she pretended to talk in her sleep. Yes, yes, I can mend your trousers. Don't worry, she said loudly. After all, I killed 7 with one blow. I crushed a rock with my bare hand. I threw a stone to the kingdom come. I slew 2 horrible giants, and I tamed the wild unicorn. I captured the wild boar. Why should I be afraid of 100 little men hiding outside my door? What? Cried the king. Aha, shouted the little seamstress. She leaped out of bed and threw open the door. Overcome with terror, the king and 99 of his knights ran out of the castle. They jumped on their horses and rode away as fast as they could, never to return. I bet the maid did. Right? So she tricked them, and look at them all running. The 100th knight stayed behind. He, of course, was the one who had warned the little seamstress of the king's wicked plan. Not surprisingly, she had grown quite fond of him. Will you marry me? She asked. Indeed, I will, he replied. And so the brave little seamstress married the kind knight, took over the throne, and ruled the land for the rest of her life. Over the centuries, her story became legend, as many a minstrel sang. Out of a seamstress, a great queen was made, as kind and wise as she was strong and brave. So she ended up asking the knight to marry her. I love the twist of this story. Very clever, yes. The end. The brave little seamstress. A little long, but it was worth it. It was worth it in the end. Let's see, when did this come out? When did they publish this? 2002. It's 20 years old. 2002, The Brave Little Seamstress. It feels new, though. All right. Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. We started out with the Berenstain Bears Bedtime Blessings. And then 2, The Brave Little Seamstress. Take a vote. I'm going to go with 2. I really like this one. I like tales. I really enjoy a good tale. Sunset 2, Anna 2. Gosh, we got 53 people in here tonight. Janelle Howell 1. Let's see what everybody's thinking tonight. We could have a sleepy crowd tonight. Heather 2, John. I was 5 in 2002. 2, Super Kid. Yeah, Sarah, that one was good. I agree. That was a good one. Yeah, just relax. They were long. That second one was kind of long. Just relax 1. Yeah. Yeah, the second one was long. It's saying 50. All right, let's see what else we have in the stacks. We have new titles. We've got a lot of good, cute ones. But let me find a really good special one. Let me find a really good one. This one's called A Forest Song. A Forest Song. This one looks like it's new. Look at this end page. You love a good children's book that gives you a really good end page because it tells you that the quality and the story is going to be really good. Nice, these deep orange colors, browns. Not nice? Yes, Sunset, I agree. Hey, I did my final project and I had to create a... Oh, exciting, Shalise. What did you do your lesson plan on? That's fun. How many pages was it? A Forest Song. Look at how beautiful that is. Yellows and golds and browns. Sunset. I have 2 ideas. Did you take pedagogy? I did, John. Sunset. I have. Remind me at the end and I'll show you guys. Into the forest, dark and deep, with miles to go before I sleep. Look at how beautiful this picture is. John, are you taking that class this semester or are you taking it in the fall? Oh, you had to take. Oh, you took it already. Oh, okay. Look at how pretty this illustration is. The forest with trees and the shading. There's so many creative artists out there. There she is going into this little forest here. Yes, a really good one. John, it depends on, are you doing your multiple subject or are you doing your single subject? Or your sped credential? Beneath the holy oaks I wander. Here, oh my heart, just listen. This one's got really good illustrations. Minimal words, but really good illustrations. I did, John, I did mine in multiple subject. My first credential, multiple subject. So my pedagogy was more elementary, like reading. Oh, you're doing your multiple. Oh, okay. The forest breathes in through the trees. No two are the same to a bird. Nightingale chuckles but says no word. Branches rustle, strange and stirred. I did main idea and supporting details and including story. Oh, how fun! Yay! I included story time for 4th grade instruction. Oh, how nice! Yeah, Anna, this one's got gorgeous illustrations. Oh, so I just was curious. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you might be able to take it as an elective, right? Because there are some electives that you can take. It's simple, blinks the wood, so wise, through its 1,000 fluttering eyes. Oh, look at, here's the bark, and then it looks like 1,000 fluttering eyes. The face. The wolf finds its lair. The fawn steps with care. Right, just relax. I know the little eyes too. The wolf finds its lair, and the fawn steps with care. I love these turquoise blues and oranges. Yeah, the deer is really pretty. The earth gives life to a shambling bear. The beaver designs just over there. And while mosses crawl and footsteps fall, no one wonders why or where. Beautiful illustrations. These oranges. Blues. Through the pathless woods I wind, knowing what I hope to find. Yet there are no signs, only boughs entwined, and I know not which to follow. I like this illustration here of this little person. The eyes. But then the leaves speak bliss to me. The leaves kicked by my feet soon sang. Who knew such pleasures this would bring? Guys, look at how pretty that is. That gorgeous illustration. Colors. Hey, Susanna Barunda, welcome in. Here, oh my heart, I listen. Isn't that beautiful? This is the illustrations on this. Surprised it hasn't won any awards. Gorgeous. And these pages, a deep and grassy forest pool, cloudy waters, green and cool. I'd almost thought I'd never see dappled shadows dance for me, but they do. The use of color in this, these turquoise and blues. Would you guys say that this is a turquoise, or do you guys think it's like a, would you call it a blue? What would you call that? And if they could, I know they would, the trees within this dreaming wood. A turquoise? Yeah. Teal. Yes, walking into the woods, especially in the blossom. Yes, beautiful. Just relax. You live up in in upstate New York, right? Yes, very vibrant colors. Look at this tree trunk here. It's like a big claw. They would lift me high, and so here I'll stand, in their forest song, strong and grand. Look how pretty that is. And this song will not end this night with its stardust skies and its gold cloth sighs, with its lustrous keys playing dreams for me. Hear its greeting bells, hear its organ swells. It will ripple and beat tomorrow still. This almost looks like a starry night. We love a good moon in children's literature. We love a good moon. Voices alive in the wind, a force of nature deep within. Oh, nice. So you get all the seasons, huh? How is it in the spring? Just relax. Is it really the Dirodax? Nice. Oh, it must be really quiet there. Muddy. Oh. Muddy. Oh, because of all the snow. You did nice though. Afresh, I'll begin. Look at how pretty that is. Yes, very vibrant colors. Sleeping in the bed. The end. It says, I began creating, this is to the author, I began creating a forest song in the early spring of 2020. Life had been upended across the globe with the onset of the pandemic, and the winds had blown me and my family out of New York City and into the woods of New England. Every day, almost religiously, I took walks for hours through the forests. I wandered, lost in more ways than one. At first, the forest felt like unknowable mazes. I was used to street signs. Now I would need to find my way using piles of pudding stone and low-limbed trees. Over time, the woods grew to be less of a labyrinth, and soon thereafter I heard whispers in the crawling mosses and rustling leaves. Emily Dickinson's poems came back to me first. Lucy Maud Montgomery's dappled shadows followed. As I walked, I heard the words of poets whose works I had studied in my school days, words that I suddenly realized I'd never before fully felt. Poems swirled in my mind like twisting branches, and this song began. Oh, interesting. This is a, this is like a, we're starting to see how the pandemic inspired people. Yes, I think this is my favorite art. Yeah, I agree, Sunset. So this was released this year, 2025. This is a very new book. So very interesting because we're getting to see how art is inspired by the pandemic. So this artist moved from New York City into the woods of New England. This is a good one. A good one. We're starting to get to see the inspiration behind the pandemic and what people had to go through. This is one of the very first ones, a forest song. Good one. This is why we elevate the children's literature genre. Can't have these conversations with kids when you read them. All right, Trouble at School 1. The Brave Little Seamstress 2. I kind of like this one though too. And then a forest song 3. I'm gonna go with 2 and 3 for now. 2 and 3. Good story and good illustrations on this one. John, 11 out of 10. I agree. Just Relax, 3 for me. Janelle Howell, 3. Sunset, 3. Anna, 2. John, 3 for the illustrations. Yeah. The illustrations on this one, very powerful. Illustrations on this one, very powerful. All right. Let's see what else we have in the stacks. You guys get one more book. One more book for the night. This one, let's see. Anna, 2, John, 3 for those 3, Kimberly, 3, Brie, I'm with you at 2 and 3. Yeah, 2 and 3, those ones are really good, Brie. Anna, 2 for the story and 3 for the illustrations. Agreed. 3 was a nice, calming bedtime story. Yes, Just Relax. It brought us back to nature as well. Tíos and primos. Tíos and primos. Guys, the library by my work, they put out a bunch of new titles. Like, you know how this one was 2025? It was new. It had a whole bunch of new ones. So I went crazy. I saw this one. And she's really good. This is 2025 as well. So these are all fresh, new titles. Uncles and cousins, yes. Oh, A Perfect Story for Cinco de Mayo, you're right. We love a good end page. I ate dinner too early and now I'm hungry. Just relax. Right? I know, I had a bowl of cereal before me. Tíos and primos. To Mama and Papa for believing in me, supporting me, and showing me the importance of staying connected to family despite the distance. And of course, to my many, many tíos and primos. We get this opening. Looks like an airport. Looks like an airport. I love this hat. Yay, we're here, Papa. Can you tell me again who I'm gonna meet? Your family, Chiquita. Yes, but who? Your tíos and tías, primos and primas. Do you think my uncles and aunts and cousins will understand me? I ask. They're your family. Of course they will, says Papa. Do you remember how to say hi? How are you? I think so. Good. Look, there's my brother now. Hermano! I take a deep breath and say, Hola, tío, ¿cómo está? Tío smiles. Hola, hablas español? Más o menos, I say. More or less is always my answer when someone asks if I speak Spanish. This is a cute book. I'm really on the más o menos. Do you speak Spanish? Más o menos. Look at that vibrant picture. The uncle's just kicking it. Dio lent us his truck so Papa could drive up and down through these curvy city streets. Here, Papa is home, so he knows exactly where to go. The roadside fruits look so delicious. Piñas, mamones, lychees, and sandías. I try to remember how to ask for something in Spanish, but before I can say anything, we've zoomed past them. Sunset, yes. Susanna, poquito. Right? Yeah, illustrations, colorful. Let's see. Papa and I drive up and down until we stop at an auto shop. Hermano. Another uncle here? I ask. Yes, Chiquita, 2 in fact. I take a deep breath and say, Hola, tío, ¿cómo están? Papa and my tíos talk, and I only understand a few words. Gasolina, carro, rápido, fuerte. When we leave, my uncles yell to us, Nos vemos. Papa tells me that means see you later. I love this uncle here. It looks very very true. Very true to the culture. Especially at an auto shop. Next, we pull up to a house where Papa says we need to pick up a few things. Hermano, hermana. And Aunt, I take a deep breath and say, Hola tía, ¿cómo está? Hola corazón. That's so cute. Then she says a lot more things very quickly. Fiesta, bailar, cantar, noche. She's having a whale of a time. Thea must be very funny. I don't understand her jokes, but Papa is laughing so hard that I laugh too, because laughter is contagious. I wish I could tell her some of my favorite jokes. We're loading stuff onto the truck when some kids appear. Theo, they yell to Papa. Sobrino, sobrino, Papa answers. Papa is Theo too, so they must be cousins. They talk so fast, and when I stumble over my words and they don't understand me, we look at each other nervously and wonder what to do next. I'm relieved but sad when Papa says it's time to go. She really does, huh? She needs that phone. Girl, get that phone. This is 2025. Look at the bougainvillea here on the side here. How pretty. She's got all her cousins. Yeah, get that Google Translate going. We leave the city and drive up, and up, past tiny houses and big houses, past tall bamboo and big banana trees. When we hear pop, Papa says, oh no, but maybe we aren't too far. Too far from what? I ask. Where? In the middle of nowhere. So they're traveling up into the hills and then the tire pops. Uh-oh. Hermano, hermano! It's another Theo. I can't believe it, but Papa says we are surrounded by family here. We say our hellos and then Theo and Papa change the tire. When they are done, Theo shows us around his mountain and picks some coffee beans for us to try. ¿Te gustan? Theo says, and I figure out he's asking if I like them. Sí, I say, delicious. Papa tells me this mountain is part mine too, and I feel so proud. I wish I knew how to ask Theo if I could bring some beans home to remember the smell of our mountain. So they're fixing the tire, and then they come across some other relatives who happen to be coffee makers. We pull up to the little house surrounded by colorful flowers. Now we're going to see someone very important. Another Theo, Tia? Nope. A prima or primo? Nope. Back home, my family is tiny. Here, there's family everywhere, and somehow this house already feels like home. It's probably the grandma. Probably the grandma. Then I meet my grandma. We give each other the biggest hug ever. Abuela takes my hands into hers, and I can only understand some of her questions. I mix Spanish and English to answer her, and she squeezes my hand as she tries to understand. Oh, look at all the family pictures. I go outside and think about all the things I wish I could say to my family. How can I be close to someone if I can't speak their language? I ask Abuela's horse. You understand me, right? Oh, she's feeling kind of bad, but look at how pretty that picture is. Look at the pinks and orange backgrounds there. My stomach grumbles, so I head back inside. I take a deep breath and think of how to ask for something to eat. Abuela, tengo. But before I can finish, she hands me a warm tortilla. Abuela rolls up hers and takes a bite, and so do I. Delicioso. We hear the sound of cars, and I ask, who's coming? She gives her a rolled up tortilla. Nice. And look at the outside, how pretty that is. These browns, and we love a wood beam ceiling. We love a good wood beam. And then I am so happy to see all of my tios and primos pour into the yard. Hola, tio, I say to him, the first tio I meet. And he hands me all the fruits I wanted to try earlier. How did he know? Hola, tio, I say to my tio from the mountain. And he gives me coffee beans from our mountain. He read my mind too. My cousins run toward me, and I get nervous with all their new questions. But one of them passes me a soccer ball, and we all know exactly what to do next. Yes, they are really good, huh? Just relax. How many tortillas are coming with it? Yes, Shalise. I agree. More tios and primos keep arriving all night long, and we find lots of ways to get to know each other. Family upon family upon family upon family. Papa was right. My family does understand me, and I understand them. And I feel as close to them as if I've known them forever. Guys, this smells like new book. It smells really good. There they are all having a grand old time. The family gathering. At the end of our trip, lots of tios and primos come to the airport, wave, and yell, Nos vemos, familia. And now I know that means we all hope to see each other again very soon. Yes, Susanna, it sounds really good. New book. The end. Tios and primos. You guys got a really diverse selection of books today. A real diverse selection of books today. We scanned the globe. Bedtime Blessings, we got a classic. We got a classic children's literature. We went German, The Brave Little Seamstress. We got a German background. We got current inspiration from the pandemic, A Forest Song. Gorgeous illustrations. And now, Tios and Primos, a Hispanic cultural book. Really good titles, guys. You guys got really good titles tonight. All right, let's take a vote. Our final vote for the night. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I'm going to choose one, it's going to be this one, A Forest Song. A Forest Song. A Forest Song. Sunset 4, Sunset 3, John 4, Shalise 3 and 4. We got a Bible study with the German stories, a pandemic story, and a Hispanic family. Anna, got it. You nailed it. Derek Penner 1. Just relax, you're conflicted. Julia 3. Anna, I'll stay with 2 and 3. John 4. Susanna, at the end of 3. Janelle Howell 3. John 3 and 4. Just relax 3, I guess. Yeah. 3 was really good. I feel so cultured, right? And all because of children's literature. All because of these gorgeous illustrations and stories. Alrighty, friends. Thank you so much for the 40K 1,000 like. Oh, my bookends, yes. Let me show you guys right now. let me show you. These are the two end pages that I'm thinking of for my book, which I got to give you guys an update on that. Let me see, library. So this is one. This one's kind of my favorite one. Let me get the right lighting. Have a good night, John John. So this one has a blue at the top, and you really can't see it here. It's like a gold here. And then it's got falling leaves. So that would be one end page. Mm-hmm. And then the other end page would be this one. You really can't see it. Let me see if I can. Let me lower the lighting on it. No, that ain't gonna help. It's a blue. Oh, there you go. It's blue, and it's got swirlies with white in it on the little stars. Which one do you think, guys? Which one do you think I should go with? This one. Oh, there. If I pull it back, you can see it better. Blue with the gold, and then the fall leaves. There's this one. This one's gold, and it's got fall leaves on it. Yeah, Derek Penner. This is for my children's lit book. Or that blue stir. See, this one's kind of like a dreamy one. The blue leaves. We love a good end page. Yeah, I kind of like this one. This one's my favorite one. It's pretty, huh? Yeah, the first one, Divine Love. Oh, thank you so much for that, Divine Love. So, I'll give you guys an update on my book. I was a little disappointed. If you've been following my Instagram or my posts, I found an illustrator for my book, and I paid the first half of it, and I started the work with him at the first week of March, and he told me he would have it by the 4th of April. Well, I checked in with him on the 4th of April. He said he wasn't finished and that he needed an extension. Well, the extension passed on Friday, and I was texting him via the platform that I was using, and he said that he wasn't finished. And then I asked him if he could show me some samples, and he said, I can't show you some samples at this time. So I had to cancel the order and get my money back. I've gone through this service before, Fiverr, and I've always had success with them. I've had people do my editing on my stories, the short stories that I've been writing. And I've always had success with this platform, but for some reason, this guy hasn't gotten back to me. He said that he needed a couple of more days, but I was like, no, I just feel like I'm getting the runaround. So, I'm waiting for my refund. I was trying to get away with cheap. I'm totally new at this Illustrator thing. The total cost was going to be $400, which I thought was a good deal, but it was from somebody in another country, and I thought, well, that's probably the reason why it's cheap. Yeah, just relax. I agree. Sunset. So there's 3 sites that I'm going to be visiting this week to see if I can find another illustrator. I was really disappointed because I really liked the illustration that he drew of the main character. Oh, Susanna Burnett. Oh, I finally got it. Yeah, I was very disappointed. Yeah, for the process and how not to take advantage of. Oh, can you DM me that, Susanna? DM me his, or share his page with me. I'm gonna have to really, but it did give me an opportunity. When little things like that happen, I took a step back and reset myself. Told myself, you know, it wasn't meant to be. So where am I at right now? So I started this back in September. So I'm using my platforms to, you know, to give back the reading, to give back. In turn, that's turning into like a marketing thing for me. So I'm happy where I'm at right now with the book, the pacing of the book, and this that I'm doing with YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. I am disappointed that the pictures didn't come out, but we'll figure something out. Mm-hmm. Just make sure you watch. Very true, just relax, yes. I did pay for it though through PayPal, so I didn't connect it. Hey, Rach. Oh, you're in Jamaica right now? Fun. I love it. Are you on vacation? Yeah, I didn't link it through my bank account. I did pay for it through PayPal, so hopefully. But I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe I'll hear something from, maybe, you know, I'm being very nice when I say I'm hoping that he does send it, but I'm not holding my breath. Fun. Rach, how long are you out there for? That sounds super exciting. Jamaica, love it. And what's the weather like? It must be really nice right now. Alrighty, friends. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the 43,000 likes. Tomorrow, we will be back. If you are new to the live, please subscribe. We are here Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. for the West Coast and then 10 p.m. for the East Coast. Till Tuesday, it's amazing. Oh, I bet. Fun. Have fun, Rach. Be safe. Have fun for all of us who have to go to work tomorrow. It's our Sunday night scaries. Alrighty, guys. Have a good night.